And for some hot Baltimore sports talk, catch the Purple Pride Sports Show with Bill West Saturday mornings from 9 to 11 and Monday evenings from 7 to 8 on Q 1370 AM.
Me and him are the Martin's Potato Roll guys for this establishment here, and just happened to see it and thought, what a great chance to sign it.
I just wrote thank you for the memories, Ray, and good luck to you and then whatever you get into.
And those were more fans who stopped by to sign the Thank You Ray Lewis banner. You can see more about that banner at PressBoxOnline.com. Welcome back to Inside PressBox. One of the planned byproducts of slots legislation in Maryland was to save horse racing. We are seeing the first signs of the dividends from slots as labor peace. Here was a chat I had a few weeks ago with two of the men who were in the middle of the negotiations.
With Richard Hoffberger, board member of the Maryland Thoroughbred Racing Association, the Horsemen Association, Tom Chuckas, president of the Maryland Jockey Club. Unprecedented 10-year agreement between the two sides. Richard, your thoughts?
It gives, this is an unprecedented, unique deal. It gives an opportunity for the horsemen to race. They don't have to ship out of town. They know they're going to be here for 10 years. It allows the track to move forward, and it's a good deal for economically for the state. It's what we all wanted.
Tom, your comments?
It's right along the same lines. I think the key word is stability. Stability for the track to invest and grow the business. Stability for the horsemen where they know they can race. And importantly, stability for the breeders so they can begin to breed horses and rebuild the program. Above all, it makes the state of Maryland very happy. They won't have to see our smiling face down there anymore.
What brought about the length of this agreement? Because I think it did stun some people to see a 10-year agreement.
Well, I think Tom can address that in detail, but it was something that the track wanted so that they could move forward with infrastructure and capital improvement changes. And certainly it's something that the horsemen wanted so that we knew that long term there would be racing here. And what we're seeing is that people from out of town are shipping their horses here because they know that they're going to have an opportunity to make money in Maryland.
Tom, could you address the length of this deal? I guess it's a lot of it is about stability, but how early in these discussions did this length get talked about?
Almost in its inception. From the track's perspective is I don't want to go round and round with the horsemen or the breeders. I don't think they want to go round and round with me. We needed to clear the decks for the next 10 years so we could really focus on the business. What do we want to do to maintain it, grow it, and be able to compete? That 10 years, I think, lets Richard go back to his group, Bowman go back to his group, and myself go back to the Strana group and say, okay, you got 10 years. Now there's no excuse not to do what we want to do.
Well documented, you know, that the casinos are not housed here at the track, but could you address the revenues that are coming in and how meaningful those were toward making a deal like this and sort of saving the future of racing in Maryland?
There's two main components from the gaming. One is the money that goes for the purses. That's about 7% split between thoroughbred and harness, split between the breeders and the horsemen. Those dollars are allocated strictly to the purses. That's where that has to go. But it does allow us on some of the parimutuel side to do a revenue sharing program with the horsemen that allows us to compete and stay in business. There's also the RIFRA money, Racetrack Improvement Fund. Those dollars will be designated in partnership. We have to put up $1, they have to put up $1 for the RIFRA fund for capital improvements.
Richard, in the agreement, it's 146 days are guaranteed during the length of this agreement, but it does give the provision that allows Maryland Jockey Club to take it down as low as 100 days. What triggers that, and how realistic is that as a possibility?
Well, we hope it's not realistic. There are two provisions in it, and it's good business on both sides. One is if the handle drops below a certain level, that the Maryland Jockey Club, because they're not having the income, and what this whole deal was included a shift of some money so that everybody had a chance to make a profit. But if the money drops below a certain level, the deal can be off. And if the slot revenue drops below a certain level, the horsemen can stop the deal. It's good business on both sides.
Tom, your comment on that before we close this out?
No, I agree. I think it's a great deal. It's an appropriate deal. And long term, it sets the road that we should travel down. We'll work together and hopefully make it much more successful than it's been in the last couple of years.
All right, we'll look forward to seeing you around as we get closer to the Preakness. Richard Hoffberger, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. There you have it, some rare cooperation between the folks with Maryland Jockey and the Horsemen in the state of Maryland, which puts in line a 10-year agreement, unprecedented in the industry.
And that was good news to talk to those guys about that, and hope the future of Maryland racing is moving up. All right, we'll be back in just a few to wrap things up, so don't go away. Inside Press Box is presented in part by Glen Burnie Transmissions, your dealer alternative for transmission repairs. Save hundreds of dollars off dealers' prices. Financing and free towing are available. Call Mark at GBT today and ask for the Press Box special for more savings.